Okay, hi. This is completely new to me. I'm just gonna call out Magpie specifically, the Chattering Magpie friend on Discord. Uh, they suggested it, and I said, "Forget, why not? Let's do this." I've never actually done one of these before, but at this point, Ascendance of a Bookworm is one of my favorite series. I'm on my third reread from the complete series. I started with the anime, but then after season two, it was just like, okay, I gotta watch the rest of this. Um, Read to everything that was available in English, got to the end, and said, screw it, took the dive into the web novel, machine translation, devoured all the content I could get my hands on, and then I went through again. Reading it the second time was just as amazing as the first time. I saw so much more like foreshadowing and secrets I didn't see the first time. Um, Same time with the anime, I've probably watched it 4 times now, so I'm really looking forward to season 3 that's coming out. I intended to do these reactions for season 3, but they released 2 preview, I guess, recap episodes. I've been told they're narrated by characters. I'm interested to see if that actually has any weight into the narrative, if they're just recapping the story or if they're adding their own narrative point of view onto it, because Ascendance of a Bookworm is known for having point of view chapters usually at the end of each volume that lets us know that Mind's point of view isn't always the accurate point of view, the most like truthful. She tends to paint everything through her lens, and that tends to lead to incorrect assumptions. But regardless, I'm curious if that's going to be a factor here or not. But so I'm just going to get into it right away. So it's interesting, we're starting with the season 1 intro, and I wonder if that's just because they're recapping season 1 with this first one. I've listened to this song a lot, what can I say? But I also really like the visuals here, because the way just, I don't know, it's kind of like crayon or pastel coloring, maybe oil crayon, I don't know. I'm really not an artist, but I like the style. There's our rogues gallery. So I think this is interesting here because, like, that out of context is just an inconspicuous spinning scene, but spinning in itself, in that reference, I don't know, becomes a big important part of the story later. So maybe not everything is just funny visuals of floating on books. Maybe there's deeper meaning in all this stuff. Speeding through this. Yeah, Lutz! Good boy. What is this POV? Oh yeah, our boy Lutz. At least that's what you think. You weren't there for this, Lutz. You shouldn't know this scene. I suppose you might have heard from it secondhand after the fact. More for what Lutz wasn't there for. So he's definitely more of just a narrator, not an actual storyteller from his point of view. Okay. A little unfortunate, but I'll deal with it. It's just a recap in its own self. Yeah, I don't think I would have stuck with the papyrus either. That looked like a pain in the ass. Avocado! Yeah, one thing that was skipped over was right after she made it, Julie's like, oh no, we gotta cook this immediately, it's important. It's like, what are you doing? You're just wasting food. You didn't even have like the thought that it could be used as a commodity. Oh yeah, this is where you come in, where your stomach is satiated. Best pancakes. How did you learn? Like, we all know, but kind of interesting that it's like a split narrative, but also POV, because at this point he doesn't know. Yeah, she got a case of the rainbow eyes. It's not just firewood. In the books, this was such a dark scene because she's contemplating. It's like, yeah, I could off myself at any point, but I guess I owe this kid a favor down the street. Just immediately splash water on his reading room. Like, I feel at this point, this is a very big, like, statement for her to try to make. Like, sure, she might have, like, the steps in mind to do it, but I really... I don't know, I don't even believe, like, she could have done it at this point, other than the fact that she's the protagonist of her own story, so of course she is. Except this goes on for another 33 volumes. Oh no, look at those eyes. He knows too much, I'm gonna stab you. Essentially, that's how that scene went down. I choose you. Stretchy tree thing. This is such a bittersweet moment, because obviously she's happy she just made the paper, but now it's like an immediate confrontation afterwards. It's just like, okay, let's just like chill for a second. Let me enjoy this, please. But no, it's just like, I'm gonna offer you my life. You have a choice. I can right now if you want. Yeah, you tell him. You didn't want any of this shit. That honestly makes me question how much the original Lutz knew. Sorry, Lutz knew the original mine. It's like, if he knew her for this entire year and that's most of his memories, then she must have truly been a really sickly girl. Or, you know, I really wish we got more information about the previous mine before Arano took over her body. Aw, that meant stuff to him too? Aw, Lutz. I like how they wrote... I like how they wrote Gilberta. Yatta! Yeah, this day wasn't all about mine. It was Lutz's day too. This boy got his own apprenticeship. He actually holds to it. Get introduced to the next... I don't know, I don't really like Frida, but... that's what she is, and she's a stepping stone in this like, story. Oh, comes across too hard. What do you like to do? Count money! Those flowers look like mini trombees on your ear. But honestly, they look like hornets' nests. You're small and malnourished. Do you have the devouring? Yeah, a day's gonna come where it's not gonna stop, and you're gonna overflow your mana and explode like a bomb. Honestly, I wonder if that timeline, like... that would have been an interesting timeline. So what I find interesting here is, from what we learn later in the light novel, if something surges with mana on it, it should turn into gold dust, in theory. But it seems like it wasn't completely, it just shattered its pieces, and there's still whole pieces. So maybe if she kept applying more mana to it, it could turn into gold dust, but that wasn't a thought at this time. Also, she probably didn't know she could just expend mana like that, like Force Lightning. Nope, I'm a ticking time bomb. Stay with us, Mine? No. Well, I don't get a choice. Apparently, like, all of these kids are supposed to have handcrafted clothes and stuff like that, but they all look like they walked out of the same Walmart with the exact same thing, except for mine, who looks like she got a slightly different thing. But look, they're all exactly the same. You get your grubby hands off it, you filthy. Kami ni Inorio. Ugh, right to the face. She made the biggest mistake of her life. Which is even weird, because it's just like, okay, we're gonna take your money, but then also, like, take you in as a slave, even though, like, they could technically just have the authority to take you in anyway. I don't know, she's just putting herself in this really awkward situation without realizing it. Everyone is seeing dollar signs. We're in the money. Ah shit, I fucked up. They talk about it being this like very important contract, which I suppose in a sense it is, but like doesn't stop someone from just like still coming and just kidnapping a person. Like, okay, I have a piece of paper that says what she can sell. Okay, cool, we can't use her. Especially like from how this scene goes, that could have been the possibility if it weren't for friggin' horse choking a bitch. Oh, I love it. He calls them uncle and auntie. Oh, that's great. Punch. Kick. It's all in the mind. Now, it's really interesting how they displayed the use of the crushing. Also, the fact that her voice has like a modulation on it too, along with her yellow aura coming off. I agree. Willing to kill, you should also be willing to risk your own life. Yeah. But no. Oh, Ferdinand. Beautiful, perfect heart. That's one thing about the show I kind of think is she, despite the fact being 22 in her past life, is being emotionally pulled by her 5-year-old body, or at this point 7-year-old. But still, emotions and hormones be damned, what you think. You're still gonna act like an idiot in the moment. I'd say don't look so down, but your parents almost literally just died. If it wasn't for the fact that your sister has literal superpowers, you'd be an orphan. You'd probably be living with Lutz. Now, as much as I liked these credits, I never actually liked these credits. Like, visually, everything about them is 100% fine. It's just one tiny little detail that I don't like, and it's mine in that little petal there. When she opens her eyes, it looks completely uncanny to me. I don't know why. It just... We'll have to wait till it gets to that part, but... I don't know, it's always creeped me out, and I've tended to skip this outro because of it. But... apart from that, it's actually kind of an interesting one, because it's... if we had the lyrics here talking about it, it's from the perspective of Thule talking about Mine, how she's a precious sister, or maybe it's Mine talking about Thule, how she's a precious sister. Either way, it's about sisterly love, and the flowing waves seems to be Thule's hair in this. And then we see the birds flying in the background representing their parents. Gunther and Effa. Yeah, look at those eyes. God, it's so creepy. Get out of sight. Please tell me we have some words from Lutz. Ah, okay. Oh, these are their... oh, these are... okay, wait, we have to go back. We're looking at this. We got... I think that's the light novel artist. I wouldn't be able to place anyone else. Really nice moments. Got one win against Ferdinand. Ferdinand got an endless series of win against Karstedt. Oh, poor boy. Oh, and then Johan! Your metal type print. Delia having a little bit of redemption. New baby in family. Okay, that was pretty. We're on to the second episode. Yay! Okay, now we have the season 2 opening. But yeah, they did do each opening per perspective retrospective. Don't know the lyrics to this one nearly as well, but I think I like the animation in this opening better. So many letters. I wonder what all of that says. So that's just a font that converts straight to English with a few extra characters. We get a glimpse of her old life with her mother. Now, as much as I like the intro, I don't know why, but I don't like how the edges of her lips curl in this scene. I don't know, just it's shading, like it's implying like a chubby cheek, but I don't know, it looks weird. Handsomest boy Ferdinand. Yeah, that's the magic shelf. Yeah, you didn't used to think that. Yeah, you got punched in the face. Yeah, everyone looked at you like you're, I don't know, somehow below them, even though they were the orphans. It's nothing against orphans. Just in this series, they have that disposition. Yeah, they really got off on the wrong foot. Started. All the boy needed was a little love and food. And also be told that I have the power to kill you if you piss me off. That's a whole lot of nope. So it's interesting, because again, he's just acting as a narrator in a sense, but I wonder if everything that has been said by him in person is information that Gil had learned after the fact that is canon to his Season 3 knowledge. I don't know. Doesn't actually matter to anything. It's just something I think about. It's interesting how just a slight change of attitude completely changes Fran's situation, how much he respects her or how he views her as a situation. That's what you get for not eating lunch. They're playing the holy music. Oh god. I suppose Fran is a saint. Not just Lutz is best boy, he's also bestest boy. Come on, Gil, you're not you when you're hungry. Eat a Snickers. I really wish he actually did punch him in the anime. Yeah, you got that office, but not everyone in the situation right now is pleased with that fact. Aw, you just need some head pats. Like, I don't know what she was thinking, like how she was expecting to get information as a spy if she doesn't actually show up to her job. Celia, all of your problems are because of your own making and you're not understanding even the most basics of how the world is. She's the protagonist, so she has to have a heart. I can see why people consider her a saint. Seriously, like, shouldn't be so lenient. But at the same time, please be as lenient as possible when it comes to these orphans. Oh god, the first time I saw this, I couldn't actually help but laugh at just the way they animated it. I don't understand why, but just the way that orphan took a bite out of that loaf of bread with such ferocity that it reminded me of like a zombie in other animes. I couldn't help but laugh. It was a horrible situation. It's just, I don't know, I got no excuse. Yeah, we can force these unpaid orphans into slave labor. I mean, give them a better future. I like how that page in the book had a Glico man praying pose. Yeah, Gil becomes such a good person. Not strawberries. I never even heard of this festival probably before. They would not have been upset if they didn't participate. Because of it, we have more plot motivations. We're just gonna skip the fact that also these water balloons are actually deadly trees that we could summon at will now. And just create all the paper we need. Daijoubu? No, I'm preggo. Noma has a fear of men and wants to help the children, because she is the only one left. Rosina. Up to this whole point, like, her putting on such a happy face, you know, it really pissed me off, because it was just like, oh, what the audacity of this bitch just to seem so arrogant, but then it's later learned that you're supposed to never show emotions, so this entire time she probably was feeling on the spot. but she was taught due to her upbringing is to not show emotion, so she just stood there like a little prissy bitch, which really, I guess, diminished my impression of her at the start, but I've come to really appreciate her as a character in the light novels at least. Takes a bit still. I feel at least like the anime really sped ran her arc of I'm gonna be less self-centered and more willing to try other things. This shows how observant Ferdinand is. He's not just like the headmaster in a sense. He actually pays attention to the going-ons and notices something as simple as, oh, they are cleaning the chimneys early. Why? It's really unfortunate how this art turned out, because I really liked the original version before it got carved. Start of the Harvest Festival. This music, it sounds like a Pokemon battle, or Final Fantasy encounter or something. I really like Upset Mind. I have a feeling that entire soundtrack piece might be new for Season 3. Yeah, the fact that they used the Nippon Decimal System was like a big, I guess, breakthrough, but at the same time, like, brain fart for mine, because she really shouldn't have just opened up Pandora's box of questions to be asked. Oh, Knight Ferdinand looks so dapper. Whole new world. That wound doesn't look that bad, but at the same time, any blood. Wow, they're really translating this badly. Now what's interesting here is, up to this point, even Ferdinand didn't even know how much mana she had, because when she first got tested to, like with the shield to donate certain amount of gems worth, she didn't even open up her metaphorical mana box all the way at that point. So when she finally did it now, he was pretty blown away by how much mana she actually had, but due to other stuff that should have, like, be known to him, he should know that she has a fairly high amount, but I don't know, it kind of comes off a little weird in retrospect that he was as surprised as he was in that scene. And yeah, Gil doesn't know all of this. Aw, we get to her. As others have covered online, that this scene was greatly expanded in the light novels and had a lot more moments of nostalgia. Especially here, Mine was able to eat the food instead of just looking at it from a distance, but I feel this moment of her breaking down and crying at the end left a larger impact than the light novels. Similar impact, but I appreciated how much more content there was in the books. We're revealing all the secrets, why don't you? Yeah, Karstad, what would you like to be? A major supporting character? Yeah, but not as good as my old mom's cooking. Now I'm depressed. Even at the end, seeing that gets me up a little bit in the insides. Whew, that was fun. Okay. I really like the aesthetic of this credits being all embroidery. It honestly reminds me of like Kirby's Epic Yarn. It's just nice and precious. Here we got pause. Okay, so we got this one here, which I'm pretty sure that's Heidi and Joseph. And then her little flasks of liquid there, a whole bunch of test samples. Got Benno looking at some colored paper, Mine's handing out. Got Mine with Ferdinand, Delia, and I think it might be Gil, but I don't really know. It's hard to tell from the haircut. Could be Fran, but his hair's not purple enough. I think that. We got a little bundle of joy and everyone looking cute as hell. I think that's the manga 1 and 2 artist, but I'm not 100% sure. Can't actually read the kanji. And this one right here in the center, this implies something. I don't want to get into it. It'd be definite spoiler territory, but damn, it's giving off strong vibes. That was a fun little reaction. Again, this is my first one I've ever done on YouTube or likewise. Let me know what you think. Excited for season 3. I know I am. April 11th can't come soon enough. Counting the days. Thanks for watching.